Hi, I'm Sian, I live in Cardiff. I met Tom about 3 years ago when I came to see him about chronic headaches I was suffering as a consequence from the 4 previous spinal surgeries I'd had. When I was 12, I started experiencing really chronic back pain, and by the time I was age 15, I had to have a spinal fusion done. And then about 2 years later, the rod snapped and I had to have another operation to have those removed. I then had another surgery, I think about 10 years later, to have rods inserted again. And then a few years after that, again, I had to have the rods removed, but I also had a detethering of my spinal cord at the lower part of my spine, as I was starting to experience chronic headaches due to the tethering of my spinal cord. I also had a hand operation where I had pins put in because of my hypermobility syndrome. I also had to have them removed 2 years later because one of those, the pins snapped. So my hypermobility syndrome is a big issue which affects my joints, which is another reason I came to see Tom, as well as the chronic headaches I was initially experiencing. For many years following the surgeries that I've had and all the pain that I've had for many years, I've always had lots and lots of medication for different, I guess, pains and parts of the body in a way, because I'd have something for like my knee pain, something for the arthritis pain, and just loads of medication over the years. And as the pain worsened, the medication has gone up and up and stronger and stronger. And I always grew up with the knowledge from all professionals, you know, all doctors, and when I'd discuss any pain management in the clinics, I was always advised that any type of manipulation of the body was a definite no-no, and I always grew up with that. And it took me going to the doctors with my chronic headaches and them saying, have you ever seen a chiropractor? And I went, no, you know, been advised not to. And she pressed a little point just here at the back of my neck, and I nearly shot through the roof of the surgery. And she said, sometimes, she said, it's not just bone pain, it can be other types of pain which can be relieved with the help of a chiropractor. So I went. And that's when I met Tom, and things changed. I've been seeing Tom for a while. We were in a regular pattern of okay, he knew really the way I was walking, that my posture was a bit off, what needed looking at, and I really I know my body quite well, and so between us, it was sort of, right, maybe I need to have this looked at, or Tom would say, maybe look at this today. So he got to know really when something wasn't quite right with my posture or me in general. And I discussed the fact that I have walking sticks, and when I'm on holiday I always have to use sticks because I can't cope with walking very far. My husband's a help, but I also use the sticks. And it was just a hope that maybe I could go away and not use the sticks. And we worked really hard, and it was a lot of work, but it was very worthwhile work, and it wasn't seen as a chore. It was just hard going. But I remember, I think it was, I was in Rome, and I was on my own, on a trip, on my own in Rome, and I had my selfie stick and I was taking photos. And I remember buying the postcard to Tom in Rome, and I was on my own and I didn't have my stick with me, and it was just one of those moments. And I sent this card, and I couldn't wait to talk to him when I got back to discuss about the fact that I hadn't used my stick the whole time I was on the cruise. It was absolutely awesome. For me, growing up with being told that sort of alternative therapies and chiropractors and it was not the done thing. It wasn't really acknowledged as what's the word? A recognised practice, I suppose. And I was so amazed the first time I went to see Tom and had a treatment. I really was blown away, and so was my husband. The improvements in me were miraculous. And I would say to anyone who's advised about maybe being told no, you know, you shouldn't have anything that actually manipulates the body or the bones or anything like that, I would say just look into it a bit more and ask and find out about, you know, if there's a chiropractor near you. Just ring up, find out a bit more, speak to your doctor a bit more, and don't always take their word for it. You know, try and check it out yourself, because I took their word for years, and had I gone down this route a lot sooner, I may have avoided some of the surgeries I had to go through. So I would say check it out, it's well worth it.